Hey, how's it going? Just going to show you how to play High Road by Mastodon off Once More Around the Sun. I'm just letting you know you can support me on Patreon. There's a link below in the description, and if you could like and subscribe for the video, that'd be great. Anyway, here's the lesson. Alright, so for this tune, we need to tune down. So we tune down a whole step to D standard and then drop the 6th string to an A. So from low to high, we've got A, G, C, F, A, and D. I've broken this up into 5 different sections to make it a bit easier. I've got the verse, which is like the main heavy riff, there's the chorus, and then there's 3 parts through the solo section at the end. There's normally just 2 guitars, but there's a 3rd guitar part in the solo section that just sort of fattens up the lower end, but it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so I'll get straight into it. I'll give you examples, play through the things, and then I'll talk through them and show you how to play them. Here's the first section. Okay, so for this main heavy riff, we're starting with this movement. So we've got 8th fret on the 5th string, 10th on the 4th string, and 9th fret on the 2nd string, and you're muting that 3rd string in between that you're not fretting. And then we're going to slide it down, exact same shape. We're going to use this shape a couple of times. Slide it down to 2nd fret on the 5th string, 4th fret 4th string, and 3rd fret 2nd string. Then we've got some just open 6th strings. Then we sort of lose that note on the 2nd string and just go to power chords here. So that's just 3 on the 5th string, 5 on the 4th string. Slide it back so you got 2 and 4. A few little chugs in there, and then 5, 7. Back to 2 and 4. Then we play that same chord shape as the first chord with that now fretting a note on the 2nd string. So we've got 6th fret on the 5th string, 8th fret on the 4th, and 7th fret on the 2nd. Then back to that 2nd chord that we play, so 2, 4, and 3. So far you've got that. And then for the low bit, so we go, which is on the 6th string, 3 pull off to open, then 1 pull off to open. So then you do that 3 pull off to open again, and then, which is just open 5th string, and then 2nd fret on the 4th and 3rd strings, and then sort of get to the top again. They sort of alternate between playing that version of the chord with that fretted note on the 2nd string, and also just a power chord, so just losing that 2nd string note. I'm not sure exactly of the pattern, but they sort of switch between these two, and they seem reasonably interchangeable. You'll hear it like that, but it's not always there, so I'm just not sure of the pattern. But yeah, so then you just pretty much get to the top again and repeat the riff. So that's riff 1. Then we go to the chorus, which is this section. So for guitar 1, the higher sounding guitar, all octaves for this section, for both guitars actually, but for guitar 1, we're starting 7th fret on the 5th string and 9th fret on the 3rd string. Move it back a fret, so you've got 6 and 8. Move it back 2 frets, so you've now got 4 and 6. Then we move it up to the 11 and 13, still all on the same 2 strings. So we play that a few times. Move it back 1 fret, so you've got 10 and 12. Then you move it back 1 more fret, so you've got 9 and 11. Then you go back to the first spot we played in, so 7 and 9. This time we go up 2 frets to 9 and 11, back to 7 and 9, and then we do the run up. Whoop. So that's 11 and 13. Move it over 2 frets, so you've got 13 and 15. Move it over 1 more fret, so you've got 14 and 16. And then move it up so you're in 18 and 20. And then repeat. That's guitar 1. And guitar 2 is doing very similar thing, just lower. So we've got, so all on the 6th and 5th strings, these chords. So we've just got 5th fret on the 6th string and 7th fret on the on the 6th string and 7th on the 5th. Play that. Move it back 1 fret, so you've got 4 and 6. Back 2 frets, so you've got 2 and 4. Up to the 9th fret, so we've got 9 and 11. Same thing as the first guitar. Just stepping it back 1 fret each time, so you go 9 and 11, 8 and 10, and 7 and 9. Play the first one again. Keep going down like you do normally. And then we go, so 9 and 11, 11 and 13, 12 and 14, and then up to 16 and 18. That's all on the 6th and 5th strings. And you get to the top and repeat, and that's the chorus. So moving into the solo section, because it's just choruses and verses repeating up until this point. So we'll jump into the solo. So for the first section of the solo, 2 guitar parts. When it's played live, I think they play the sort of melody lines unison, but in the recording, I think that's doubled anyway, but there's also a lower guitar track that just sort of fattens up the bass line. So that line, really straightforward, it's just 2 chords. So we just got 5th on the 6th string and 7 on the 5th. And then move that over 3 frets, so you've got 8 and 10, and it's just. That's all it is. Alright, so for the melody section of this part of the solo, we're going to start on the 9th fret on the 4th string with our 3rd finger, and pretty much every second note is going to be, we're going to come back to this note. In the first spot, then we change spots and a similar thing happens. So keep that held down. So we go 9, and then open 1st string, back to the 9, then we go on the 3rd string 7, back to the 9, 9 on the third string, back to 9 on the fourth, 7 on the second string, back to 9, and then it does the little, which is 9, 10 on the second string, and then 7 on the first string. So it's in triplets as well, but because you're playing this ninth note every 2 notes, it sort of gives it that off-kilter feeling, this section. So slowly. So that's that bit. Then we move over 3 frets and do a similar thing. We've now got the 12th fret on the 4th string with our 3rd finger, and we're going to do the same thing, keep coming back to it. So we go 12 on the 4th, then open 3rd string, back to 12 on the 4th, 10 on the 3rd, back to 12 on the 4th, 12 on the 3rd, back to 12 on the 4th, 10 on the 2nd, back to 12 on the 4th, then, which is 13, 10, 12 on the 2nd string. And again, it's got that triplet, but with every 2 notes being that note. Again, giving it that sort of strange feel. So the parts together. And yep, that's the section. Then the next bit of the solo is this. So for this second section of the solo, we've got 2 independent lines now on top with the sort of fattening line at the bottom with the low notes. So again, for this low part, we're just on the bottom 2 strings, and it's all this power chord sort of shape. So 5 and 7, 5 on the 6th, 7 on the 5th again. Then we go down to 3 and 5, slide it back up and then back. And then we do the same thing, just down 2 frets. So 1 on the 6th, 3 on the 5th, slide it over 2 frets, so to 3 and 5, and then open low string, 2nd fret on the 5th. That's the first half. Then we go back to 5 and 7. This time we go, so 3 and 5, 5 and 7, 7 and 9. And then back 5, 7, 3 and 5, open 2nd, and then we do, which is 1 and 3 on the 6th and 5th, 3 and 5 on the 6th and 5th, and then you repeat it, etc. So then we've got the melody lines of this part of the solo. It's the same thing between the 2 guitars, just an octave apart. So for the lower one, we're sliding into 7th fret on the 5th string, then we go, which is on the 4th string, 5, 7, 9, 7. Then we go 5, 5, 7 on the 4th, back to 4 on the 4th. Then we do a little hammer on pull off, 4 to 5, and slide back to the 2nd fret. And then 2nd fret on the 5th string with a little bend up. So the first bit of this lower part. then we get back to where we started. So same first notes, sliding into 7 on the 5th. Then we go 5, 7, 9 on the 4th string. But now we go onto the 3rd string, 7. 7th fret on the 3rd, and then on the 2nd string, 7, hammer on quickly to 8. Back to 7. Then we do a little hammer on pull off, 7 to 8 on the 2nd string, and then 9th fret on the 3rd. And then this little bend here. So we're playing 8th fret on the 2nd and 10th on the 3rd, and bending 10 up, sort of to the pitch of the 12th. And then do the same thing up 2 frets. So you've got 10 on the 2nd and 12 on the 3rd, bending that 3rd string up to the pitch of the 14th. And then the second time around, it's exactly the same. So I'll just play it through slowly. And then repeat. And then the other guitar that plays the higher one, exactly the same thing happens, just up an octave. So we're sliding into 9th fret on the 3rd string with our 2nd finger. Then we go 8, 10, 12, 10 on the 2nd string. Then 8, 10, 7 on the 2nd. So far we've got. Then we do a little hammer on pull off, 8, 7, 8 on the 2nd, and then hitting 9 on the 3rd, and then we hit 9 on the 4th. And that's where we do our little bend up. So the first half of this upper section. Then we sort of repeat the first bit. So sliding into 9th on the 3rd, 8, 10, 12. Then we go 10, 10, 12 on the 1st string. So we've got, 10, and then sliding with our 2nd finger up to 15. Back to 14. Then 14, hammer on 15, pull off. 17 on the 2nd string, and then we do a similar bend here. So we're holding down 15 on the 1st string and 18 on the 2nd, and bending that 18th fret on the 2nd string up, and do the same thing over 2 frets. So now you've got 17 on the 1st string and 20 on the 2nd, and bending that 2nd string up. So I'll play through this upper octave part slowly. And then exactly the same, repeat. So that's the second part of the solo, and then we just got the third part to learn, which is this. Alright, so for the third section of the solo, we've got the two guitars playing harmonies and then a lower guitar. But the lower guitar for this one is exactly the same as the first section of the solo, just going between the... just between those and repeating. Okay, so one of the guitars plays... starts here. So we've got on the third string 11 to 13. 12 on the second, then back to 13 on the third, back to 11, and 14 on the fourth. And then you do this twice. And then you've got this little rundown that's kind of in threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So on the second string, 12, 12, 13, 12. Then we've got 14 on the third, 12 on the second, 14 on the third. On the third string, 12, 14, 12. And then 11, 12, 11. And you do this whole thing twice. And then we go the quick tremolo picking, which is just on the second string, 12, 13, 15, and then on the first string, 15, 17, 15. And then you repeat the whole thing. And then the second guitar, playing the harmony, is this. So we start on the third string. So it goes 8, 9, 11, 9. Back to 8, and then 11 on the fourth string. Repeat that. And then we've got the thing in threes again. So on the third string, 11, 12, 11. Then 9, 11, 9. Then 7, 9, 7. And then on the fourth string, 9, 10, 9. So the first half. Then you repeat the first bit again. And then we've got the tremolo picking, which is on the third string, 11, then 12, then 14, and then we go on the second string, 15, 17, 15. And that's the section. You just play through those bits twice, and that's that part. Then it just goes back to the chorus, and then the heavy riff at the end, which we've already learnt, and that's the whole song. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and love learning a bit of Mastodon like myself. If you want to help support me, you can at Patreon. It's linked below, like I mentioned at the top of the video. You could like and subscribe. That'd be really great. And if you've got any questions or comments, just leave them below and I'll try to get to them. Thanks so much again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.